Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I have set the tone with a candle and some fall leaves as you can see here, and I am very excited. It is now November. I've got my paper, pencil, and all of my Ohuhu markers, and I cannot wait to draw the most November drawing. So I've got my sketchbook here and I drew out all of the things that make me think of fall most. So in this we've got leaves, hot chocolate, pumpkins, bonfires, s'mores, pumpkin pie, sweater vests, scarves, beanies, sweaters, plaid, starry nights, and then some animals and some soup, of course, mushrooms also. But these things all remind me of fall, so let's try to make the most fall drawing, and let's get right into it. The first thing that I'm doing is making a grid. You know that I like to make those grid drawings with a whole bunch of individual drawings that also go together. Then I put some random swirl in it for some reason. I tried to draw something and didn't like it at all. So I decided to make a little fake template on the side of a different piece of paper and just kind of go ahead in without the pressure of having to draw things all pretty. And I just went ahead and rough sketched out my design idea. And once I had that, now I can do the real thing and put it on real paper. This just helped so much to clear my mind and make it not so scary. I was putting a lot of pressure on this. I want this to be the most November drawing ever, so I really wanted it to look good. So this helped me to just get some ideas out and kind of do some rough sketches of what I wanted my page to look like. So then I could start working on the drawing. So for the first one, I decided to combine the idea of s'mores and bonfires, and now we're moving on to this one, which I am again trying to fill with a cup of hot chocolate, but this time I'm going in with a little bit more of an idea of what I want to do. I decided to decorate the entire cup with these fun fall leaves, which I think is really cute. We gotta make it look piping hot because it's cold outside. And then for the top right box, I decided to draw out some pumpkins because even though it's November and pumpkin season is kind of over, I still definitely think of pumpkins in November and in the fall. And now it's time for this little side drawing. So on the left, we're kind of doing a little fashion November moment. So down here I've got some cute shoes and some fun socks, and then up at the top we're gonna have a fun little outfit. So for this section I'm just mapping it out. Feet are so hard to draw, shoes are so hard to draw and get the angles right, especially for this. Her feet are like crossed, so I was trying to really show that. And now it's time to work on the outfit, which I edited a little bit from the original, but that's why we do rough sketches, so then we can see what we want to keep and what we want to change. So then I went ahead in and just made those changes, and here's what it looks like. I held up my drawing to see that it was a little bit distorted because when I'm drawing and it's flat on the desk, you're seeing it at an angle and not straight on. So I held it up to just make some adjustments, and once I fixed everything up, now I can go ahead in and outline everything. So now here's the big discussion in the big debate. I have seen a lot of Christmas trees go up on November 1st. I personally think of November as a soft fall where there's still this transition period between fall and winter. It's not quite winter, it's not quite time to deck the halls, but it is time to celebrate just the warmth of the season and try to be cozy as it gets really cold outside. So in my head, if I had to say that November was a color, I would say that it was like a soft yellow or a soft orange, and that's kind of what I'm going with for this drawing. I really want to capture that soft fall element, but let me know what you think of November. Are you thinking, hey, it's Christmas time now, or are you still in the fall mindset? Let me know because I'm curious to hear what you think. So I just continued to outline all of my drawings and try and go along with all the things that I've already done. I kind of messed up on a couple of outlines, which is a little bit frustrating, but I was just trying my best and I think I did pretty good. I love doing these boxes because it gives a chance for your drawings to be a little bit more dynamic, because as you can see, some of them are interacting with one another. Some things pop out of the boxes to come a little bit closer to the audience, and I just think it's a really fun and dynamic way to draw a whole bunch of different things and put them together just to make one big drawing. It also helps keep my mind fresh when I work in sections, so this is really helpful for me. Then I decided to add in a whole bunch of fall leaves everywhere to further bring the drawing together, and now it's time to erase before I go in with my Ohuhu marker colors, which I am very excited about. I'm thinking that I'm going to be mostly using these colors because I really want it to be warm and orange, but let's get started on this first drawing, the pumpkins. For the pumpkins, I wanted to make them orange, but I didn't want them to be a bright and flashy October orange. I want them to be a soft and transitional orange. So I decided to go ahead and with these kind of muted colors that are a little bit dull but still really colorful. And then I did about 3 different colors. I've said this before, but I kind of have like a 3 color minimum rule where I kind of do a darker color, a medium color, and a lighter color to try and really get a blend. And for the pumpkins, I like to leave a lot of texture in there because I think pumpkins are usually kind of ribbed and kind of bumpy, so I like to show that with the markers a little bit. And then I colored in the stems too, of course, and I wanted all of the pumpkins to be slightly different colors but to still go together just to blend the rest of the drawing together later. And then for the backgrounds, I really wanted to keep it all soft and warm, so I chose a really muted pink color to do the background in, and I thought that this was the perfect choice with all the colors going on. I used this Imposter Copic marker here. It's an imposter because it's not Ohuhu. But anyway, then I went ahead into the next drawing, which is the hot chocolate. So I started off by doing the little teapot. I chose this pretty dark warm color to kind of give it some shading, and then shaded in the steam spots as well. But I have another question for you. Would it be helpful if I showed you what colors I was using during my drawings, or do you not really care and just watch along for the fun of it? Let me know, because if it would be helpful, I can try to start doing that. I had one video where I tried to leave the marker caps next to my drawing, that way you could see what colors I was using, so let me know if that would be helpful or not. But anyway, now it's time to move on to the bonfire drawing, which if you've ever tried to draw fire before, you know that it's really difficult, because even though fire is fluid, it's also not. It has a lot of very strong definition and features. It's very sharp and angular, and it is very defined while also being very loose, so it's a very hard thing to draw. But I just did my best. I did color outside of the lines, which was a little bit upsetting, but that's okay. I just tried my best to kind of correct it and fix it, and then I decided to embrace it and just go, wild with it there and just kind of overdo it anyway. Colored in the background and the s'more, which I accidentally forgot to record, and now it's time to work on the fashion side. So for this, I'm doing the socks, and as you can see, I am really keeping that limited color palette like I was talking about before. So I'm going to try to keep the socks in line with that and kind of match it with one of the pumpkins at the top, using similar colors and making them really warm. And then for the boots, I decided to color them in, I guess they're not boots, they're just shoes, but for the shoes, I decided to color them in this really warm brown and keep the browns going. I was deciding whether or not I should add black into the drawing for the shoes, but I decided not to because I really want to keep this super chocolatey and warm, so I just went with a really dark brown and then colored in some leaves different colors to match the rest of the drawing, added in a little bit more yellow on this little cup here to make it all blend together. And now it's time to work on the main outfit. It's the biggest drawing, so it's probably the one your eye is going to be drawn to most. No pressure, but I really want it to look good. Since I knew it was the drawing that we would be focusing on most, I decided why not try something new and experiment with something I've never tried before and try to create plaid on this skirt. So I went ahead in with 2 different colors to create the little squares and interlapping pattern, and then I went ahead in with this base color and just colored the whole skirt, and I think it turned out pretty good. I think you can tell that it's at least supposed to be a pattern, so I'm content with that. And then it was time for the top, which I decided to try and make look like a cable knit sweater by adding in some little squiggly patterns at the top. And then I just went in with this really pretty caramel color, but it wasn't warm enough, so I wanted to make it a little bit warmer by adding in some of that yellow that's kind of featured all throughout the entire drawing. So I just did that and filled that in. I think that was looking good. For the books, I wanted to incorporate the rest of the color palette, so I just picked a whole bunch of colors that I used throughout the thing again and just really stuck to that limited color palette, colored in the books, made them look pretty old. And then that was pretty much it. I decided to take a bold move into the background, all this yellow color. I was hoping it wouldn't be too hard of a yellow, so I tried to go really light and not add too much of it, and kind of leave some white space as well just to make your eye follow around. And now it's time for the gold and white gel pen details, of course, because none of my drawings are complete without some gold and white gel pen sparkles. So I just kind of went crazy, like usual, all over the drawing for several minutes. minutes. I mean, we're talking like 20 minutes of gel pen details here. And I just went ahead in and added them everywhere because it really needed it. Outlined some things, added in some color here and there. I really wanted to go in with the gold and add in some pops of color. I love when the light hits it and it's just all flashy and shiny and pretty. And of course, added in lots of sparkly details. So I think this really helped bring the drawing to life even more. And here is how it is looking. I'm thinking it's looking so good. I really like all of the colors that I chose together, and I think it really fits the vibe that I was talking about before of a transitional fall and a soft November. So now here I am just rounding the corners. I think it makes it look more complete. And if you're wondering where is the coloring page, there's actually a reason why there isn't one this time, and it is because I have actually made a wallpaper this time instead, a free phone wallpaper that you can download for November to just have a cozy phone home screen. If you want it for your background, you can go to anchoredartdesigns.com, click digital downloads and phone wallpapers, and there will be, here's a little sample of what it looks like. And also, I just need your name and email and it's yours. And I also do have a coloring page of this, but it's going to be in my coloring book that is releasing in November, so stay tuned to learn more about that. But back to the drawing, I think it turned out so cool and so fun, especially with the gold accents, because you know I love a gold gel pen moment. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the drawing, and I have to clean this mess up, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye!